Welcome back to the channel Lift On.
Hermes interior design, the beauty of understated luxury. Hermes-inspired interiors have a very special kind of magic. They carry the confidence of French craftsmanship, the warmth of natural textures, and the ease of a life lived beautifully. Today we want to take you inside this universe and show you how Hermes thinking can shape not just a room, but a whole emotional experience. Stay with us until the end. We'll share how you can start creating your own Hermes-inspired escape at home, no matter your space or budget. Before we jump in, please press like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, so you never miss new videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, please use super thanks. Every bit of support means the world to us and helps us keep making great content for you. A bit of history. It's worth remembering where this aesthetic comes from. Hermes began as a small Parisian workshop dedicated to crafting saddles, harnesses, and equestrian pieces built to last for generations. That early focus on durability and precision set the tone for everything that followed. From the beginning, the brand shaped a design philosophy centered on true craftsmanship rather than ornament. Every stitch, every curve, every surface had a purpose. There was no decoration for decoration's sake, only materials and forms working exactly as they should. Even as Hermes moved beyond the equestrian world, the spirit remained intact. Leather continued to be treated as a living material, metal was shaped like a sculptor's medium, textiles were woven with intention, and objects were created with a nearly meditative attention to detail. This heritage still echoes in every Hermes-inspired interior. Nothing feels rushed, artificial, or made to impress. The beauty comes from honesty, honest materials, honest workmanship, and honest proportions. That's why these spaces feel timeless. They don't demand attention. They simply are. Why choose this approach for your home? Because a Hermes-inspired interior doesn't shout. It restores balance and brings a calm sense of order into your everyday life. It invites you to slow down, to notice textures, light, and quiet details that usually go overlooked. It surrounds you with tactile clarity, walnut surfaces with subtle leather trims, soft wool rugs, natural stone, bronze accents, silk cushions, and those lantern-like fixtures we explored in the prompts. The spaces feel grounded yet elevated, luxurious yet effortless. Nothing tries too hard, yet everything feels intentional. If you're craving a home that feels like a personal retreat rather than a showroom, this style gives you exactly that. Benefits of Hermes-inspired interior. Before diving deeper, let's talk about what you actually gain from living in this kind of environment. First, you gain calm. The carefully chosen palette of warm neutrals, the interplay of textures, and the soft, layered lighting all work together to create a serene atmosphere. Even in the midst of a busy life, your home becomes a refuge where you can pause and breathe. Each surface and detail encourages a sense of quiet and balance, helping you feel grounded the moment you enter the space. Calm is not just visual, it's felt. Second, your rooms start to function better. Hermes-inspired design always begins with purpose. Every piece of furniture, every layout decision, and every storage solution is made to work for your daily life. Beauty and practicality are inseparable here. Elegant surfaces and luxurious textures never compromise usability. This thoughtful planning makes your home feel effortless to live in. Third, the quality of the materials elevates your daily rituals. Natural leather, hand-finished wood, smooth stone, and soft textiles transform even the simplest moments into something special. Pouring your morning coffee, preparing a meal, or reading on the sofa feels richer because of the tactile pleasure around you. These materials age gracefully, develop character, and reward your attention over time. Every gesture in the space feels intentional and satisfying. Fourth, this style ages beautifully. Hermes interiors are not subject to fleeting trends. Each material, color, and detail is chosen to develop depth and character over time. Your home grows with you, gaining patina and subtle charm rather than feeling dated. This enduring quality brings a quiet confidence to your environment, letting it remain elegant and relevant for years. Fifth, you begin to feel more connected to your space. When your home reflects craftsmanship, intention, and thoughtful design, you naturally become more mindful of your surroundings. Daily routines slow down in the best way, and you start to notice the textures, light, and proportions around you. The space feels alive and personal, not just a backdrop. Living here nurtures presence and appreciation for every detail. Which of these benefits resonates most with your lifestyle? Share your thoughts in the comments. The core principles. Now let's go through the core principles that define a Hermes-inspired escape, and how you can use each one in your own home. Natural materials first. Hermes interiors start with materials that feel alive. Leather, wood, wool, stone, and bronze create warmth and tactile richness that immediately connect you to the space. Even a small leather trim on a table or a stitched detail on a cushion can transform the atmosphere. Choosing materials that age beautifully adds depth and authenticity to every corner. Think about how these elements feel under your hands and feet. This is the foundation of comfort and luxury. Understated luxury. True luxury doesn't need to shout. Avoid high gloss, overly ornate decorations, or flashy finishes. Instead, focus on subtle textures and craftsmanship, matte walnut, hand-stitched leather, or a soft woven rug. The beauty of a Hermes-inspired interior reveals itself slowly, rewarding attention to detail. This restraint makes the space feel intentional and timeless rather than trendy. A balanced palette. Colors in Hermes interiors are calm, warm, and harmoniously layered. Use neutrals as a base, cream, sand, and soft beige, and introduce accents like caramel, cognac, olive, or deep navy. Avoid overwhelming the space with too many contrasting tones. Balance is key. This approach keeps rooms inviting and serene, while subtle variations add richness and character. Every color should feel like it belongs to the same story. Tactile contrast. Depth comes from texture, not clutter. Combine smooth and rough, soft and firm, stone with leather, wool with wood, silk with bronze. These contrasts engage the senses and make the environment more dynamic. Use texture to highlight focal points or create cozy corners without adding visual chaos. Thoughtful layering of materials enhances both comfort and visual interest. comfortable proportions, Hermes interiors breathe. But that doesn't mean everything has to be small or discreet. You can absolutely use oversized pieces, like a bold chandelier or a generous sofa, as long as the surrounding space allows them to stand with purpose. The idea is balance, not minimal size. Let large elements act as anchors, while other pieces support them with quieter presence. Avoid clutter or unnecessary objects that compete for attention. When proportions are thoughtfully arranged, every volume feels intentional, harmonious, and confident. Artisanal lighting. Lighting is both functional and sculptural in a Hermes-inspired interior. Think soft diffused glow from balloon-like lanterns, leather-wrapped frames, or tiered leather shades. The goal is warmth and atmosphere rather than brightness alone. Position lights to highlight textures, materials, and key design features. Artisanal lighting creates an emotional layer that transforms the room from ordinary to memorable. Functional elegance. Every element in the room should serve a purpose while being beautiful. A leather-trimmed tray, a woven basket, or a bench with hidden storage merges function with design. Avoid items that exist solely for decoration. Hermes interiors achieve elegance by letting utility and beauty coexist seamlessly. Thoughtful design choices make living in the space effortless and refined. Structured softness. Soft furnishings should be inviting but measured. Cushions, throws, and upholstered seating must be plush enough to comfort, but never bulky or heavy. Hermes comfort is refined, creating a sense of calm without overwhelming the space. The right softness enhances proportion and texture rather than obscuring it. Layered textiles bring intimacy while maintaining the room's structured elegance. Quiet storytelling. Let your space tell a story through select objects. A bronze sculpture, a ceramic vase, or a textile with a subtle pattern can anchor a room emotionally. Avoid filling shelves or surfaces with unrelated items. Choose pieces with history or meaning. This approach creates layers of narrative without clutter. Every object becomes part of a curated experience that feels personal and intentional. Cohesion through detail. Small details tie the whole room together. Leather trims, stitched edges, coordinated metals, and repeated textures create a sense of unity. These details may seem minor, but they define the sophistication of the space. Cohesion makes each room feel purposeful rather than accidental. In a Hermes-inspired interior, these subtle connections ensure that every element contributes to a harmonious, complete environment. We would like to hear from you. Drop us a comment. Which design principle speaks to your personal style the most? And now you can begin shaping your own Hermes-inspired escape. There's no need to transform your entire home at once. Start with something small and manageable. It could be a single room, a quiet corner, or even just a simple vignette on a console table. The goal is to create a moment that reflects calm, craftsmanship, and intention. Begin by introducing one natural material that feels good to the touch, whether it's a leather tray, a wooden bowl, or a wool textile. Then soften your lighting to create warmth and quiet contrast. Clear away visual noise so that each object has room to breathe, and add one detail that makes you pause: a stitched edge, a bronze accent, or a beautifully woven texture. When that first area feels balanced and complete, simply continue expanding the same atmosphere through the rest of your space. Step by step, your home becomes an escape shaped by honesty, comfort, and timeless design.
We welcome your feedback in the comments on what you'd like to see on the Lift On channel in the future. If you want to support the channel, please use Super Thanks. Your support means a lot. It helps us continue providing valuable content. Thank you for your generosity. Please press like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to catch up on more videos. See you soon and have a good day.